All right, so I have the application open up in IntelliJ, and I have it opened up to the funds application folder. So from this source folder, open main, open Kotlin, open com, TWG, and funds app. Remember, it matches the structure or the name that you provided in Spring Initializer. So in my case, it was com.twg.fundsapp. So inside of that funds app package, it has the gateway to our application or gateway to my application specifically, which starts here. Then you should also see a pom.xml if you're using Maven. This includes all the dependencies that we specified in Spring Initializer. So you can see that it has the JPA dependency, the web dependency. It even has some additional ones as well that is needed for Kotlin. But it also has Postgres here as well. And it has starter tests for writing tests. So it has the dependencies that we'll need to start up. So before I officially get started with coding, I want to create the folder structure for the application, because in the diagram, we saw how information is going to be flowing in and out of our application, but I want to make sure that I organize it properly. So in this funds app folder, I'm going to start the process of creating some of the folders that we'll need for this application. So first off, I want to right click on funds app, put new, select directory, and I'm going to start off with the repository. So this is going to be where our files are going to be stored that's going to be interacting with our database. So they're going to be stored in this repository folder. So the second folder I want to create is the service folder, right? And this folder is going to house files that deal with cleaning up data, running any logic on data that's being either sent back to the controller or that is being received from the controller. So if we have any requests that were sent to the controller that we're receiving, the service layer will do any additional logic to clean it up or to structure it in a way to send back to the client. So that's going to house all the service logic, and that's going to be done in this folder. The third folder that I want to create is the controller folder, and this is going to be essentially where our endpoints or our routes are going to be stored. So we may have a controller file specifically for handling login and sign up. We may have a another file in the controller folder that will handle deposits and pretty much transactions. So they'll be housed in this controller folder. And then lastly, I'm going to create a folder called models, which is going to house our models. So essentially how things are going to be structured, from how items are going to look like in the database, how requests are going to look like, how responses are going to look like, how errors are going to look like. All of these are going to be stored in the models folder. Essentially, we have the four basic folders that we'll need for application. We're going to create more folders as we start the coding process, but to start off, this is all we're going to need.